Hi, everyone. We are back with our second podcast. I am Maria and I'm with.
Oscar.
Okay, if you're watching the little video, this is what I'm dealing with right now. It is like the sun is setting. It's 4:30. The sun is setting, so we really had to like improvise and put this like the sunshades behind me. So, yeah, if it looks a little weird. That's why. Um But yeah, so I guess like we can just like jump into like I guess we can go with like how our week was.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Yeah. Do you want me to start off first?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, first of all, we have to show off our coffees. This is a place called Cafeina Cafe. Um and it's a small business in City Heights, and I got the Mexican mocha and you got
Horchata latte.
the horchata latte. So
Horchata.
the horchata latte, and it's fire flames. Not even gonna lie, it's so fire. Um, it's gonna hit every single time. Getting on the tasters.
It's a café though, yeah. A little bit.
What's this? That's really sweet.
It's not that sweet. Wait, let me have some.
Maybe because mine is a little bitter. I like the bitterness though.
Mm-hmm. That one is good too though.
Yeah,
I'll put her on that one.
not even gonna lie, he did. He did. Usually they have a masapan latte, and that's what I get because it's fucking fire. Like if you like peanut butter like things. Well, a masapan is literally peanuts.
Marzipan.
And they put like, I don't know exactly how they do it. I feel like they put just like sprinkle some masapan like at the bottom or something.
I think they use a whole thing of masapan and then they like, you know.
That part. And that was my favorite one, but I just decided to go with this because like I've been trying to like not order the same things that I usually order. I've been trying to like be a little adventurous. Mm. We are um at the park right now just because it's like the easiest place for us to record. Sir, if you see people walking behind us, that's probably why. Or if you hear me take a little pause or a break, it's because like I don't want to like the windows are open too because somebody's AC doesn't work. So yeah, but anyways, so my week has been it's been a little rough. I'm not even gonna cap with y'all. It's been real rough. Like it's midterm season right now. I feel like we talked about that last episode. I don't remember honestly. Um I had a mental breakdown over one of my projects. Just girly things. And Oscar was there to witness it. And I was like, you know how when you're so like overwhelmed or just like what the fuck is happening? Like and just pissed off and mad. Like you're just like basically just a mix of emotions. Like I literally like started cry laughing. Wait, laughing and crying? I don't know. I was doing both at the same time because I was just like, wow, this is I can't even be like upset about it anymore. I just have to laugh. It was for a project, and the project was like, I think I talked about this last time too, but it was for Dia de los Muertos. So for one of my classes, my Chicano Studies classes, we had to do a book on a loved one who's either passed on, who's either passed on or like who's passed on and had a significant like impact on our culture and lifestyle, like the ways of being, I guess. It could either have been someone who passed on or who's still alive. I chose to do one on my grandpa or my papa who's still alive. Um, and we had like a month to do it, but like I'm not gonna lie, I was procrastinating. So I did that to my damn self. But um yeah, I actually really like how it came out. But and also I don't think I told you this, but it was graded. And guess what I got?
What you got?
I got I think it was out of 320 points. I got a 315.
Man,
Man,
you're stressing out.
dude, y'all don't know. He knows. He knows I was stressed the fuck out. He actually helped me a lot, actually, too. Like, I feel like I kind of scared you when I was cry laughing. And because he was like, it's okay. Because we were in the library. And he was like, um, so yeah, he was like, well, I can, like, I can take your project and work on it, like, tomorrow after work. And so that's what he did. He really helped me a lot because I was like really stressed out. But I honestly I do that to myself because I knew it was gonna be fine. But like I just like to stress myself out. So shout out to Oscar. I went to therapy yesterday. Yesterday, right? Yeah, today's Saturday. I went to therapy yesterday. Love her. She's so nice. um, yeah. But other than that, I also like oh my god. I could talk about my work like there's just like this one like lady like okay so basically it was like a couple of days ago and I needed access to something right because I'm so new like I need certain access to certain things and so there's this one lady who's in charge of that access and so I had to ask her like the first day that I worked there if she can like give me access and she's like when I first went in I said hi good morning she said hi what's your name what's your email and whatever and I was like oh okay my name is Maria like I gave her like the information she needed and then she's like okay and I was like that's all she said and I was like okay I like was in her office and I was like okay and I just walked away because I was like I mean maybe she's having a rough day right. Then a couple days later, I had to go back and ask her if I had that access yet because I needed it in order to do my job. Okay. It's not like I'm just bugging her. And then I go in or I knock on her door because her door is closed, right? It's see through. I knock on her door and she literally went like this. I was like, no way she just did that to me. I was in disbelief. It was literally like 8:30 in the morning. Literally the time I went into work. I go in at 8:30 and she pissed me off. I was like, fine, that's what's gonna be okay. But like it pissed me off for like a few minutes and I was like, you know what? Like I'm not even gonna let her bother me. But and I was like, and she's an older woman too, right? And I was just like, I wonder if somebody who's older, if they went in or if they knocked on her door, if she would have had the same reaction. What do you think?
Well, I don't know the lady.
But don't you think like she would have like not treated me the same if I was older
I
or if
guess
I was
yeah,
someone else?
yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Like I feel like she could just like she feels like she could just play me.
yeah. She just feels like you're a kid. Like oh, you're bothering me. Like I'm doing adult work. Like
Dude,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
And that pisses me off. That's like the one thing I hate about like being in the world of like education, at least right now. That's like one of the cons right now because I look so young. Like sometimes, like especially because at work I have to take my backpack. I literally look like one of the students. But I will say later on, maybe like a few hours later, she came up to me and I was like, she gonna say something to me? And she came up to me and she was like, hi, just wanted to apologize for how I waved you off earlier. And that was like, I was like, oh, okay. But I'm just like so like nice, I guess, that I was like, oh, like don't even worry about it. Like, but in my head, I was like, you better apologize to me. And she was like, I'm just stressed because I have to like I'm in charge of like this and I have it's due and like whatever. And I was like, oh, like don't worry about it, it's fine. But best believe I feel like because like I look so young, like there's moments and times where I've had to advocate for myself and like actually step up and say something and not like let the older people like walk all over me because like that's just not gonna happen. Like there's this other time where I was like walking through the nurse's office at the school. This happened like a few months ago. Did I tell you this?
I don't remember. I think maybe.
Well, let me tell you. I was walking through the nurse's office and I was with like three of my other coworkers, and we were just like walking through because it was like a shorter way to get to our like office area. And oh, the nurse is like, excuse me, but like yelling. She's like, excuse me. And I was like, we were like, is she talking to us? Because there's no way she's talking to us. Like, and then we were like, yes. And she's like, where are you guys supposed to be at right now? And we were like, we literally work right next to you. And she's like, oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you were one of the students. I was like, but even then, like that's something too that I'm like, so you would talk to a student like that? Like you're gonna sit here and like, I don't know, like sometimes, bro, working in education, I look at people like, eh, you know, like how would you feel? What would you do?
I don't know. Like if I worked there,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have turned around. I would have been like, bro, what? Even as a student, I wouldn't have turned around. I'd be like, bro, look,
but don't
I
Go
go
ahead.
to school here. You're not about to like what?
But don't you think it's crazy how like I don't well, I guess you're not in that space anymore, but like hearing teachers talk to students and the way that they talk to students,
Yeah,
especially the older ones. The younger ones, they're like, oh. But I feel like it's something about when teachers and staff get older, it's just like,
it's. I think it's mainly like them trying to keep control because like they're meant to be in like authority
or authoritative.
authoritative figure. So like
Mm.
they don't want to be like, oh hey, because then they feel like the students are gonna step all over them and not respect them. So they feel like they have to make up for it by being that like strict or like, hey you, like things
Yeah.
like that.
But sometimes I feel like it's like a power trip for them too.
Maybe yeah.
But yeah, so that was like my week in a nutshell. That took forever, but yeah. So I've just been like really looking forward to the end of this week. Why is he taking pictures?
He's a agent of the government.
Is he actually? He
I
looks like
mean, he's wearing a tan shirt and green pants. I would assume so. He
oh
has some patches on
oh
him. He has
no,
like,
he looks like he works for the zoo.
oh,
Like
you
he's
know
a
what?
green
Yeah,
patch.
actually, yeah.
Sorry guys, we're distracted right now because we're facing the street
There's a zookeeper.
in the street for whatever reason.
He's hunting a wild animal.
Us. He's tracing our steps.
The
Oh my god, their shoes are super bright. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. But I've just been like really looking forward to the end of this week just because I've been so stressed the fuck out. I've been so stressed. Because this weekend, well, last night we went out. And then tonight, Saturday, Halloween weekend, we're going out again with some friends. And tomorrow is just a chill day. Tomorrow is homework day. That's what tomorrow is. What?
unfortunately.
Oh, I know. This fool has a paper to do. He has a
No.
paper to do, and I have a paper to do, and that paper was due how long ago? 2 weeks ago. But
2 weeks ago.
uh,
You said it was due on Thursday.
no, that's not what I said at all. I said it was okay. So on the assignment on Canvas, it said October 15th, but when I clicked on the assignment, it said October 24th, like due October 24th. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll just turn it on 24th, and I never turned it in. But then that's why I told you I talked to my professor after class, and he was like, or not after class, like during our break, and he look at him, he's getting mad at me. And I asked him, or I was like, hey, profe, like, it's gonna get turned in, I promise. And he's like, I don't care. He didn't. He's
So
like a
was
funny
it
professor.
okay?
So
But so was it actually due on the 15th, not the 24th?
I
Or
think
I'm
so.
confused.
I don't know. I didn't ask him that. I just said it's gonna get turned in. And he's like, I could care less. He didn't say it like that, but he basically said that. He's really nice and very chill. Um, yeah, so I have to work on that. Hey, I'm like 4 pages in, so I need one more page and I'm done. And then I have another assignment that was due
Oh my god.
for that class. But that's the class that I'm not worried about, just because like, you know, I don't know, he's very nice. I have him again for like 2 of my classes next semester. How was your week?
Man, you really, yeah.
That's fucked up.
No, you were actually talking for a long
I
time.
know. I could talk for. I remember last podcast. I told you, and I think I told them too. I could talk for hours.
That is true. I don't talk, so
He doesn't. He's a very good listener, though.
damn.
You know what I told him? You know what I told him? That he looks like when he raises his eyebrows like that. Y'all know the bumblebee TikTok meme where he's like, do it.
I can't do on under pressure.
Okay, what? That's what he does. I'll put like a little clip or something like in the middle of us so you can see what the fuck I'm talking about. But he does that all the time. Um, so and he's been doing it for the past couple of days, and it always makes me laugh. Oh, anyways, so how was your week?
My week. What I do this week? Well, when was the last episode? Well, I guess it doesn't matter. I'll
It
just tell
doesn't
them
matter.
this week. So I went to work Monday. I don't think I did anything Monday. Tuesday.
Monday you went to work. Oh yeah.
That's what I just said.
Sorry.
You could tell who was the better listener, obviously.
I was thinking about how good this coffee was. I think you can see it. I was like, you can see it in the video. I was like, yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
Tuesday.
Monday,
Tuesdays are my long
Tuesday,
days, so
Wednesday,
I'm going to class at. I go to. I'm literally on campus from like 9 to 9. So
That's very true.
yeah. So I was just in class. I think that's the day. Yeah, right. That's the day where I was like, I can take some project to work. And you had your breakdown.
Yes, it is.
Um.
And I didn't go to class that day, to one of my classes that day,
hmm
to work on my project.
Yeah.
Isn't that it? Ain't that some shit? Like, as college students, you're like, I'm not gonna go to class today because I have an assignment to do. Like, that's just like how it is sometimes. But yeah.
What else did I do? Wednesday, I want to work again. I got off, and then I worked on her project. So I should get like half credit for her fucking class.
Fuck isn't even enrolled in my class.
Yeah, but I still did your project. What else? I didn't do. Yeah, I didn't do anything that day. Thursday,
Thursday, what did you do? What
I
did we
just
do
had class
Thursday?
again. I don't do
Oh, yeah.
anything during the week.
Well,
I
did we
just
go
gotta go to
eat somewhere?
class.
Oh, yeah, we went to go get ramen
Oh
on
yeah, we
Thursday.
went to get ramen at Tajima. Very good ramen.
Yes. It always makes me go poop, though. Next day, I regret getting the ramen because, well, I guess this time, well, so usually I get the spicy, is it spicy ramen? Is that what it's called? Oh, no, carnitas
Carnitas
ramen.
ramen.
I usually get that one, but this time I got the chicken ramen just because, again, like I said, I've been wanting to dip my toes into different like things, like other things that I usually don't get, and like, but I did get some of his because he got the carnitas ramen because he was like, I'm gonna get it just in case you don't like the other one, and I actually ended up liking it, but them bitches didn't add corn in my ramen, and I was like, that was literally the whole point. That was the whole reason why I got this ramen. It's because it said it had corn in it, and I didn't. I didn't even notice until after I was done. Like the bowl was finished, and I was like, "Wait,
Legit, the very last bite you took, you're like, "Where's the corn?"
literally." Um, but yeah, I always regret eating ramen just because it gives me severe bubble guts. Like I'm not even kidding. Um, but yeah, we got ramen, which was really nice because I also that day too, I didn't know that one of my classes was canceled until my friend told me, and I was like, period. I didn't want to go anyways. Yeah, so got
Mm-hmm.
ramen, and then we got
Oh, ice cream.
mhm, from if you're in San Diego, Mariposa ice cream. It is
In
fucking fire flames
I
in
forget the
Kensington.
neighborhood.
Normal,
No, normal slash
normal heights.
University Heights.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, it's really good.
somewhere there. You know.
The the oh my god, what's it called? Cookie dough ice cream and the black cherry ice cream. Ooh, it's so good. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's so fucking good.
Yeah.
And Will Ferrell has been there. They have like a whole wall. Like you have to be inside because literally the whole wall is like filled up with pictures of like celebrities. Like
Or
Will
like just
Ferrell.
random like clippings too.
Yeah, like Will Ferrell was in there like three different times. Kristen Bell like did an article on them.
Oh yeah, she was like, my favorite spot is Naples ice cream.
Yeah, I don't know. It's so random. I don't know. Anyways, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Friday. What I do? What did we do in the morning? Oh, we went to our
What? What did we do?
we went to the pep rally.
Oh, that's right.
Yes. So we went back, visited our high school for the pep rally for homecoming. We're meant to go to the game later, but okay.
Guys,
So okay, we'll go through it. All right. So Friday, woke up, cool. We had the pep rally. That was
woke
like
up, drank,
that was like at like 11.
drank.
Oh, we did something before, no?
What?
We
Pep
went
Rally?
somewhere, yeah, or no?
Oh, we went to Cafina.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
I went to therapy, and
Yeah.
then
Uh
we went
huh.
to Cafeína,
Yeah.
and then we got home, got ready, whatever.
Yeah. We got
And
ready.
Pep
Went to the
Rally.
pep rally. That was cool. Saw some of our old teachers. It was pretty cool, like always.
Old friends.
That too.
It's
And
always
then it was
nice.
cool. Like every time we go, they always improve the school, which I'm like, damn,
I
fuck.
know.
Why didn't we have that when we were there?
Exactly.
Like what was it? Like they had a whole like shirt launcher thing. It was like
Dude.
homemade too. Like the computer science professor, I'm assuming made it. It was like
Yeah.
PCP piping and like
That shit was like long as fuck
I said
too.
I said PCP.
What is that? PCP?
It's not sure.
I have no fucking clue. You're asking
PVC or I don't
y'all
know.
know what he's talking about? Because I have no fucking clue.
I don't know. I'm tired right now. But uh,
I'm
would
like
you?
trying to think like I don't know.
Oh, but yeah, like so they had that. They obviously have like the inflatable arch where the players come through.
Hmm.
Where'd the money from that come from?
Dude,
Because I know that shit costs like a few $100s
for
at
real.
least. What else? I don't know. The school just looks good.
They're like doing a lot of improvements, and like it's also like really nice because like for me it's like a full circle moment. It's really nice to see that the students now they get all of these things that we didn't have, and like there's a lot more resources on campus too. Like there's mental health that was not there when we were there. That was not there.
Yeah.
There's like a lot. There's a food pantry there that wasn't there when we were there, and it's really nice. And the food pantry is open to the community on certain days. And it's really nice seeing that the school is like, yes, we have students, and that's our main focus, but also like almost like grassroots. Like, okay, like if a student is struggling, like why are they struggling? Is it because something's going on at home? Do they not have food at home? Like, so it's like more community based, and I really, really love that. Um, just because then it makes the parents feel more connected and more seen as well. Um, yeah, but so a lot of changes,
Yeah.
basically.
So yeah, we did that, and then I had to go into work that
Hmm.
day for like a few hours, which sucks. But like first, they were trying to have us going on Saturday, so
At
today
6 a.m.
at 6 in the morning for like 3 hours, 2 hours, whatever.
for
And
inventory.
yeah, and so
Inventory.
we were all like, "Bro, can we change this, please?" Because like, well, we went out last night, so imagine I had to go in at 6 in the morning. Like what? And usually we do have it on Fridays either way. So I don't know why they were trying to change it, but we managed to get it changed. But we still had to go in at a weird time. We went in like right in the middle of the afternoon, so I went in at like 2, and I got out like 4:30, so it wasn't too bad.
Hmm.
But we were also meant to have like a coworker dinner, and It was meant to be at like 6:15ish, and we were gonna go to this like seafood place,
Hmm.
and
Which, by the way, I was also invited. I do not like seafood. Okay. So when he said the name of it, I was like, okay, maybe there's gonna be some other options. No,
they
I
had
was incorrect.
cheeseburger.
It was like $25. I was like, no. And I was like, if anything, I'll just get the Caesar salad because I was like, how can you fuck up a salad? Like, and it was like
Put
$12.
anchovies in
Ew.
there.
But yeah, I was like, I mean, it is what it is.
Caesar salad.
Bruh, get the fuck out of here.
um.
Get out.
Anyways,
But
um.
also, I wasn't alone in that feeling either.
Okay, so yeah, so I'm gonna get to that. So it was a seafood place. One of our coworkers, he essentially like set it up because I think it was kind of meant to be for his birthday, even though his birthday was like early in the month. But like we had to keep rescheduling because like we some of us couldn't. Uh, so he chose a spot, and it's funny because I asked him like, "Oh, have you been there?" He was like, "Oh yeah, I've been there before." He's like, "Oh, what's good?" He was like, "Oh, I don't know. I just went for the fish and chips. That's the only thing he got there." So he was basing the whole like thing on just this one very simple dish, you know. So everybody was kind of like, ugh. And then the day of, we were all there. We were like, our manager, she was like, "I personally do not want that. I want some pasta." And so we all ended up agreeing, and we ended up changing it to Olive Garden. Um,
Yeah, it was a good thing that like, and I don't think initially anybody wanted to say anything either, just because like it was for his birthday and like but like I feel like everyone was like, oh yeah, and so I think like your manager, I can just picture I like I agree.
yeah, she was like, "I really want some pasta. I don't like seafood." But yeah, which he didn't mind either. It was his first time at Olive Garden actually. And
It.
I think, but
Oh, go ahead.
I think he kind of liked it, so it turned out fine.
I
But
think he did like it. He
yeah,
got like a couple like bowls of like soup and stuff.
the soup and stuff, yeah.
Which it was Oscar's first time at Olive Garden, like maybe like last month.
Everybody was like, "Oh, this is the Walmart of like restaurants," which I don't know what the fuck that means, but I guess it's like everybody's been to Walmart, so that's what they're trying to say.
That Olive Garden, like everyone's been there, and it's like I personally, I've been to Olive Garden. I can't even remember the last time I actually physically went into an Olive Garden, besides from like last month when we went and tried it for the all you can eat pasta. Um, it's been a little minute. It's just because it's like out of the way and it's kind of a little bit more on the more expensive side. I'm a Chili's girl, and so is he. He's a Chili's girl too. Like three for me. Fuck yeah,
Uh
I'm
huh.
there. I'm there, and it's gonna hit every single time.
Yeah.
Hit every single time.
Um.
But,
What was I gonna say? But yeah, and that's what other people were saying too. Like someone was saying like, "Oh, I haven't been there here at Olive Garden since I was like a kid." So it was like that statement does not make
I
sense.
know.
But anyway, the point is, we decided Olive Garden, and when we decided, it was already like 4:30. So I was like, "Fine, whatever. Let's change it really quick." So we canceled because the other one we needed a reservation. We canceled that, and then uh, we tried calling Olive Garden, but we didn't know that we needed 24 hours to make a reservation. So we're like, damn, all right, that's fine. Like usually it doesn't take that long, like maybe 20, 30 minutes. We all Most of us got there at 6:30, um, and they told us it was gonna be a 30
To
to
40 minutes.
45,
Yeah.
30 to 40 minute wait.
Mm.
Cool, boom. 30 40 minutes pass. Oh, it's gonna be another like 20 minutes. 20 more minutes pass. Oh, we're almost done. We just need like 5, 10 more minutes to clean up your table. We were waiting for almost an hour and a half, basically.
Yeah.
And,
Go ahead.
well, yeah, we were waiting for an hour and a half. We sat down, cool. And the food came out pretty quickly, actually. But
Hmm.
we were at Olive Garden. Like, that whole thing, that whole, like,
The
outing,
waiting, the eating, the even after we're done
yeah,
eating,
the whole thing lasted like
it
3 hours.
was 3 hours. We got there at 6:30 and we left at like 9:20.
Yeah.
Me and Oscar did. I think some of them stayed, but I feel like they left like a few minutes after us.
Yeah. Um, and that's what we were trying. Like that thing should have lasted maybe like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. And we were gonna go to the homecoming game, but
Hmm.
by the time we got out, we got home. The game had just finished, so I don't even think they would have let us in because it was too
No.
late into the game.
Yeah, and I was like super bummed out because I like to go every year just to like see like old like friends and catch up and stuff like that. And like our old principal, he's so nice. He's the most memorable person ever. Like he no longer works at our old high school, but there's the seniors and juniors still remember him because they were like freshmen and sophomores when he had left. Which I think is like such like a beautiful thing that he had like such huge impact on our school because before that there was no principal who like even gave a fuck about us. You know what I mean? And like he is literally irreplaceable. Like his energy, like everything, he was so involved and he was so like, come on guys, like very like he it almost felt like like a father figure almost. Like a good like father figure. And I feel like a good father figure for like everybody. You know what I mean? He's so like I don't know. Like when you got in trouble, well, I never got in trouble with him. But I could tell if like, if you got in trouble with him, he'd be like, "Hey, like like, what do I have to do to help you? Like, what needs to be done? Like, you need to like what?"
No, huh?
Um, and he was very supportive, and
Yeah.
he's always like, "If you guys ever need anything, like, I'm not even kidding. I email me." So
Punishment would be the very last option he would
yeah,
think of. Like there was
he hated giving
like
punishment though.
no so many other options would come before suspension,
Hmm.
like things like that, like things that could like affect a kid's future. Like
Yeah,
those would be like last options if nothing else works,
yeah. I do
which I think was
remember.
pretty cool.
I do remember the like an instance where he was like he and it was so like again I never got in trouble but I could tell like when people that I knew got in trouble I could give it gave off that vibe of like he was him being disappointed in you was such like a like I fucked up type
Yeah.
of thing.
Uh-huh.
That's why I say almost like a father figure. So I don't know, it's just like he had a really big impact on the school and he gave like literally all of us like that school spirit because before that psh, bruh, no one really gave a fuck. But while he was there, and I guess even now, that spirit still lives on. Yeah, and he goes to he still comes around and goes to like the homecoming game. Like we've seen him at the pep rally. I was talking
Yeah.
with him. He's almost like a celebrity when he goes to our old school. But yeah, but now he's a dad, so
Hmm.
so we didn't end up going to the homecoming game.
Unfortunately, next year though.
So that was our night, or that was Friday, just
Yeah.
as a whole. And then later on, we went out to Hillcrest area.
Yes.
If you know, you know.
Hmm.
We went to Riches. It was fun. Good old fun time.
It was very packed,
It was so fucking
super packed.
packed.
There was this one
Yeah.
point where like we could not even move. Like we were
Hmm.
trying to get into the outside area. We were standing there for like a good 3-4 minutes, not being able to like move an
Dude,
inch because there were so many people in the way.
you can feel like usually like it's packed, but it's not that packed where I feel like a sardine.
And I got an issue, and I didn't tell you this, but I
What?
feel like you knew. When we were in the dance floor, someone fucking farted, and that shit stunk. I could
Someone
smell that.
farted?
I could smell that. It was
What?
and it was hot too. Like I was like, oh my god, who farted?
Someone farted?
Yeah, they were like right next to us,
No
and I could tell it was them
way.
because that's where it was coming from.
You're
You didn't
lying.
smell it? It
No.
was nasty. It wasn't that bad, but because there were so many people and it was hot in there, it made the
It
it
just
made
pissed
the
you off.
it made the experience worse.
It
Like
just pissed you off.
it didn't piss me off. I was like, damn, like who needs to poop? It was like one of those farts where like someone needed to poop. I feel like I'm being loud. There's a family right next to us. You didn't smell it for real?
No,
Yeah.
I did not. Maybe I did. I don't know.
It was a guy and a girl, and they were like, they were behind you. It was like early on to when we got in.
I don't remember.
But yeah.
don't remember it at all.
Someone farted.
That would piss me off. I'd be like, man, who the fuck farted? Who the fuck farted in here? I'm like, bitch, I will escort you to the bathroom. Let's go right now. You said someone fucking farted. I'm dead. I thought I did something. I was
No.
like, what did I do? That's funny as fuck though.
Yeah. It was
But
fun though.
it was so packed. Like usually, again, it's packed, but like it's never that packed. Like where I feel like
Even
a sardine, and like I could feel like I could feel bitches twerking on me, left and right. Usually it's like one, and then it's like, oh, I'm sorry, but this time it was like bitch was twerking on me for real. But yeah,
but yeah, even like on the Wednesdays, which is where they have a they have a thing called Welfare Wednesdays.
yeah,
Well, it's Riches doesn't have it. It's
mm.
Flicks that has it. So Flicks is
Yes,
another club that's like a few like buildings down. Like it's right on the same street, but
hmm.
it's like they're like right next to each other, and they have this thing called Welfare Wednesdays where drinks are what, $5?
I think they're five. I think it's just like I think $5, and then, but I do think Riches does something too.
They probably do, but people mainly go to Flicks for
Yeah.
that.
People go to Flicks to get the $5 drinks, and then because Flicks, I'm not gonna lie, does not have the best music. Okay, so usually people go to Riches, and because Flicks is also small, but Riches there's like three different areas you could go to.
Yeah,
It's bigger, and they have an outside area.
I do
So
like Riches because
I
like
like
it's
Riches
like
a lot. Yeah.
I feel like more clubs should have
Oh,
that where. Well, I'm sure like the smaller ones do, but I'm talking about the downtown ones. They need some of that too, where like they
dude.
need an outside area where you like kind of like wind down after, and then you can head home. Because that's what I like about going to
Mm,
Rich's, like that last like 30ish minutes where we're just chilling outside, just like chilling out, talking. Like people are figuring out their rides, and then we just go
yeah.
home.
But yeah, I feel like downtown does need that. But I also feel like I am a lot more comfortable in Hillcrest
Hmm.
than I am in downtown, just because Hillcrest. Well, for those of you who don't know, it's like that those clubs that we just mentioned and Gossip Girl. Those are like for queer people or for the LGBTQ plus community. That's where like you go to because it's like gay bars and like gay clubs. Whereas like downtown, there's like Toro, there's Urban India, there's like Mr. Tempo, and I don't know of any other ones. What?
No.
Oh, but those are like the main ones that everyone goes to in downtown, and those are like straight clubs. And like, I don't know, I've had experiences, and I'm like, this is why I hate men. This is why I'm scared of men. Like, I don't know. Oscar's literally the only man I trust. I'm not even kidding. He's the only man that I trust. I don't really like going to downtown like that either. I'm more comfortable in Hillcrest area. So
It's also just less packed like out in the street as well.
yeah, that's very true.
Like downtown, I would hope like because they're doing like construction down there to make it like walkable instead of like because right now cars can still go through the streets, but I think that whole area is just gonna be pedestrian, which is
Hmm.
pretty cool. So hopefully that'll like make it better like whenever it's finished. But like right now, it's like cars be zooming through. There's everybody's honking, everybody's mad. Like you can barely stand on the sidewalk because then like you're stepping foot on the street, and then they just start honking at you. Um, so yeah, that's why I also don't really like downtown as much. Music is good, but other than that, that's it.
The music is good, but the people that go there are creeps. Not
Hmm.
to say that like people in Hillcrest also aren't creeps, because I've had like a couple experiences there too, where there's like it's just like because of Welfare Wednesdays too. I will say like this space gets infiltrated. Is that the right word? Like filled with like straight hetero people. Is that what that word means? Infiltrated.
Well, yeah,
Okay. Okay.
that's one
Basically,
way to
they
describe it.
like
Yeah,
fill fill in those spaces and like
yeah, because what they'll usually do is they'll go to Welfare Wednesday and then they'll head downtown.
yeah,
Yeah.
and like so they'll like take up those spaces like queer spaces, and I'm like I've had an experience there where like I wasn't with Oscar. I was with my just like my homegirls, and we had gone to Rich's, and like there was like my friend. She was like, "Is somebody before we had gotten in?" She was like, "If somebody tries it with any of you guys, let me know. Let me know." She was ready to go down and fucking fight, and I was like, "Okay, I got you." Then there was this guy who like put his hands like on my waist, and it took me a minute to realize like what was happening because it's so packed. Like you're just like, oh, okay, like there's someone like bumping and grinding behind me, you know. But I was like, who the fuck is touching my waist? And I was like, because I'm so used to going out with Oscar, I was like, oh, it's Oscar. And I was like, wait, he's not with me. I turned around and it was some dude, and he was like trying to like make me twerk, and I was like, no, no. I was like, no, and I swatted his hand away, and he did it again. And then I told my friend Maggie, shout out Maggie, and I was like, Maggie, and I was like tapping her, and then she like grabbed his hand, like, boom, and fucking threw it off of me, and I was like, this my bitch. But yeah, so it just was fun, regardless of that, of like, you know, um, yeah, and then we're going out tonight for not tonight. Well, yeah,
Yeah,
tonight.
today.
Tonight for a Halloween party. I wanted to talk about the Halloween party we had. Maybe we still can. This is like our first Halloween party, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was in October 2020.
No,
Wait, 2021.
2021.
Sorry.
About to get
Whoa,
canceled.
whoa, whoa. I'm sorry. We had gotten invited by his friends to go to another one of his friends' house because he was gonna have a party, and we dressed up. He dressed up as Bowser, and I dressed up as like the little like fool who's like holding the sign that says "Final Lap." So that's what we were that year, and it was so cute. I surprised him, and I made the little car that you can see in the picture,
Yeah.
and I'm so proud of that car because it took me a while to try and figure out the logistics of it.
I got an issue. First of all, it's a Halloween party. None of the guys dressed up. I was the only guy that had a costume.
Hmm.
Even the host of the house, bro. I love you, but come on, you should have dressed up. Come
Dude,
on, bro.
that's why like a little side note. Okay, um, that's why I love Oscar and everything because he's not afraid. He does not give a fuck. Like he will he lets me do his makeup. And I know that sounds like a simple thing, but there's a lot of men who are like, what the fuck? I'm not gonna let you do my makeup. Or like just like things like that. Like we're gonna do a costume. And he's doing his own costume this year. We're both doing our own costumes. But like he doesn't give a fuck. Like he'll wear he get the Bowser head, like everything and doesn't give a fuck. And like
I wear it to work.
yeah,
That was funny.
he wore it to
There
work.
was this girl dressed as Princess Peach. I was in the middle of ringing the customer up. She came up to the side. She was like, "Oh my god!" It was this white girl. "Oh my god, can I take a picture with you?" I was like, "Sure." That was what. That was it. I don't even think you could see the head because the head was like,
Yeah.
because it was like at the end of my shirt. But
Mhm. But yeah, that's like a little side note. Like I'm so like I love him so much because he doesn't care, and like he's so like comfortable with his like with himself. You know what I mean? Like his masculinity, whatever that means, right? And that a little side note again. Like last night, like his manager brought that up, and I was telling him after that. I don't know, was it after or today? I can't remember. But I was just telling him like I think it's so nice that other people see you the way that I also see you. Like cuz she was like Oscar is like the sweetest man I've ever known. And I was like, period, like I know.
oh yeah,
um
she was saying that like I'm like super just like nice and like whatever. Cause like there's this dude at work and like everybody else would always complain about him. They're saying like he looked like he was high at work, and I'm
mhm.
like, bro, he's just like that. He's just chilling. He's not high, whatever. I guess they caught him on camera smoking like behind the dumpster. Which, hey, I don't care about that.
Yeah.
So I don't know why they fired him. But point is, I'm pretty sure he got fired, or I guess not fired, but
Tea.
they didn't bring him back for the next semester. You know what I mean?
Oh, or maybe he's just like
Or
on his
maybe
own.
I don't know. I heard my manager just said they fired him
Um.
at the dinner.
Oh, I thought you meant at dinner. I
No,
was like, what? They took him to
no,
dinner and fired him? That's fucked up.
no.
Okay, I see. Um,
But
but
yeah,
yeah, so that's why she brought that up, and I was like, yeah, and I just feel like it was not the right time to say that, just because he was with his other coworkers, and they're like, yeah, like, you know. But I think it's really like cool that other people see him the way that I see him as well. And like I feel like I was telling him this yesterday. I feel like people think we put up a front, like like I'm trying to hide something because I post a lot on my social media. I'm not even gonna lie. I post a lot, and like I feel like people think I'm putting up this front about a relationship, but like literally, like what you see on social media is true. Like for realsies, I promise. Big promise. um. Anyways, I don't know where I was going with that. I just wanted to say that as a side note. But oh, Halloween
oh yeah,
costumes.
yeah, yeah.
Yes, he dressed up. None of his friends dressed up, and I was like, bro, I literally sit on a flyer to dress up.
Guy friends dressed up.
Yeah, no guy friends dressed up. All the girly pops dressed up. We were there. We were present. Yeah. So, there was like the typical like the what do they call this? Not the syringe. Are they syringes? The
Yeah.
ones like okay, there were syringes, and they were like Jello shot. All right, syringes.
Horrendous.
Syringes and like just a bunch of alcohol, like whatever. And so we had gone to the party. It was me, Oscar, and my best friend. We went to the party and we were like, okay, let's just start drinking, because I feel like a lot of people had already like started drinking and like whatever. And I don't think we weren't late, but like I don't know why.
We
We
were the
just like
first people there, even though
were
we
we?
were like an hour late. Yeah, remember? Because I had to call my friend Chente, who was hosting. And I was like, "Yo, Chente, like, was good?" Because there was no cars outside, there was no music playing. I was
Oh,
like,
oh,
"Yo,
that's right. Yes,
like,
yes,
can
yes,
you
yes.
come get us?" Because we were like, we didn't want to just go in. I was like, "Oh yeah," and we were like, "Where's everybody?" He was like, "Oh, they're not here yet." There was no decorations
Oh,
or
that's
nothing.
right. That's right. Because okay, so it was hosted at his friend's house, but our other friend, Jamie, she was just like not using his house, but like she was the one throwing the actual party. Like
Yeah,
she was the host.
she asked to use his house, and he was like, "Yeah."
Yeah, basically. I forgot that happened. I don't know. We were just like drinking, like whatever. But like my best friend, she was mixing a bunch of shit together. Okay, She had a Jello shot, and then she drank some Kool-Aid, like type of thing, and then another thing. She was mixing a lot of different things to get like fucked up fast. And I was like, I would say like, well, a lot more people started showing up, and like we were taking shots with people, like whatever. It's like kind of a blur a little bit, but I do remember I was like standing next to Oscar, and there was like this ring toss game that Jamie had brought, and I was killing that shit, bro. I was the only one getting all them bitches on the things, and I was drunk as fuck. It's like period. Toronto. And I had gone and to sit back down with my best friend, so I was sitting down, and this bitch, she just looks at me like this. She's like, Maria, and I was like, no way, no way, what? And I was like, I knew she's gonna throw up. I just had a fucking feeling. So I was like, bitch. She didn't. All she said was Maria, and I said, bitch, you want to go inside? And she's like, she was like sweating. She was like red, and I was like, oh my god, oh my god. So we went inside, and God bless, we sent those parents because they were home.
Yeah.
They were home. Um, so we went to the bathroom, and she was like sitting on the toilet, and I was like, "You're fine. You're fine. You're gonna be okay." Like, imagine me drunk as fuck saying this. You're fine. You're fine. You're gonna be okay. It's gonna be fine. Do you want a piece of gum? What do you need? Do you want some water? Like, I was like, what do you need in order for you to be okay right now? Because also, she does not like throwing up. Like, she does not like throwing up. She would do everything in her power not to throw up. And so she's sitting down, and I was like, I was like fanning her. I was like, oh, it's gonna be okay, okay. And she was like sweating, and and then like she was texting one of her friends to come and pick her up to go back home because she's like, I gotta leave, and I was like, period, understandable. She's sitting on the toilet. Okay, the lid, the toilet lid. Okay, there's like a small little trash can, maybe like this size, and probably this big. Okay, it was right in front of the toilet, and I was looking at myself in the mirror, and then I turn, and this bitch just throws up on the wall and on top of the little trash can, and I was like, the trash can wasn't open. The trash can was not open. And I was like, oh my god. And so I don't know how. I think did you call me or something?
No, you called me.
Did I call you? Okay.
Yeah, because you didn't know what to do.
Oh yeah, I didn't know what to do. I was like, how am I gonna clean this shit up? And so she was like throwing up, and I called Oscar, and I asked for your help. No.
Yeah, I forgot what you said. You probably told me that she threw it. I was like, oh, okay. And so I went inside. I opened the bathroom door. It looked like a murder scene because
It was Kool
it
Aid.
was like Kool-Aid. It was like fruit punch that she was drinking. So it was just all red. I'm like, oh my god. And so I had to go back out, and I was like walking. I was like, oh shit. And then I seen my friend Chente. I was like, Chente, come here. I was like, do you have like a mop or something? So I borrowed his mop. I borrowed some Fabuloso because it smelled too. So I was
Yeah.
like, and then I just started cleaning that up. And
Eat, just go ahead.
I don't think I cleaned everything up. I think I missed a few because I was like not there either. Like
Yeah, we all were
I was
not.
gone.
Like, I just want you guys to picture this. The bathroom wasn't that big either, okay?
Yeah.
Just imagine my best friend, she was dressed up as a black cat. She had little ears and a little tail. I am dressed up. I will also insert a picture of like myself and Oscar. Oscar's in his full ass costume, okay? With the little fucking thing, too. And I'm in my tutu and everything. Just imagine Bowser just mopping up some throw up, and me helping holding this bitch's hair and like just trying to figure out her life. She ended up, while I think in the middle of Oscar cleaning, she ended up getting a ride back home, and I was like, okay, she's good. Now we have to focus on this. I literally like, bitch, when one of my friends is like too fucked up and like throws up, I'm sober. I am mom. What you need from me? Like, and that happened like quickly for me. I like sobered up, and I was like, okay, I really have to help her. And like throw up, like when I'm in those situations, throw up doesn't bother me, like the smell of it, just because I'm like, no, I have to like do that. Like it's not even like something that I think about. If someone threw up and like it was just like a random like person, I'd be like, ooh, ew. But since it's like somebody that I know or people that I know, I'm like, okay, I really have to help this person. And he said that he wanted to throw up because of the smell.
Did I?
I think so. I think that's what you told me.
I don't know. I do remember it was a strong smell, but it's
Yeah.
because again the bathroom was like not that big, so like it was all there, and we had to close the door so we didn't like because it was dark inside. That there was nobody inside the house. The party was outside, and his parents were home, so we didn't want to like disturb them if they like trying to sleep a little bit
Mm-hmm.
or like whatever. So I was in the in the bathroom trapped with the smell. So
With the
and it
fabuloso
was mixing
and
with the
throw
fabuloso, so it was making me lightheaded too. I was like, oh my god, like like I
up.
need some fresh air. I
But
I do remember on the ride back home, I
mhm.
did want to throw up. I was like closing my eyes,
Oh yes,
please,
I remember that, and I was
please
like,
let me go
"You
home.
can't throw up." I looked at him and said, "You cannot throw up right now." But I do remember too, like after that, the day after, I looked at his shoes and I was like, "Oh my god,
Oh yeah,
there's throw up on your shoes." And so he had to clean it up. I don't think you cleaned it up for a while though.
my shoes.
Yeah, I think it took him like a
Well, it
couple
was
weeks.
yeah. It was also because we went back outside and it was like dirt on the outside, so the dirt stuck onto the throat and it made them like super
Oh,
dirty.
yeah, that's what happened. So that was like the most like memorable thing I can remember. Like all of like the whole night is kind of like a little blur, but I remember bits and pieces of it. But yeah, I think we stayed for like another hour, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And then your Osman,
Uh,
Osman, everybody, Jamie, Dude,
Yeah.
slowly everybody was going down because so his friend Osman, he was he was drinking too, and he was getting he felt like he was gonna throw up. You know what he asked for? Tell him.
So the milk.
He asked Vicente, "Do you have a glass of cold milk that I can drink right now?" I said in my mind, I was like, "How's that gonna help you if you already feel like you're gonna throw up?"
I think. Okay, so he got to the party hella late. He was like one of the last
Mm.
people to get there.
Uh-huh.
Soon as he got there, they handed him the rest of the bottle, which was like a good amount. It was like 5 shots
Oh, I
left in the
forgot
bottle,
about
and they made
that.
him drink that.
Yeah.
So he was like, "Oh, whatever." He did that, and I think he was smoking too, and I think that's why he asked for the glass of milk because he thought it was a weed that was like that got to him.
Oh,
He
okay,
thought he was
okay.
greening out, so he was like, "No, I need a glass of milk."
Ooh, no. It was not that, my friend.
Yeah,
So he's like sitting in the table in front of us. He's drinking the milk. Literally, like not even a couple seconds later, it looked like a movie. Like you know how people projectile vomit? That's like literally what it looked like, but just white because of the milk. So he was like, "Whoa!" I was like, "Oh my god!" And then Jamie, the host of the party, it was like just before we had left, and Jamie was throwing up. She has this big ass trash can in front of her. She was throwing up, and Carlos, right? Carlos, one of our other friends, Carlos, he was like in charge of. He was playing his music, and he was like singing to her, and she was throwing up like corridos and stuff. And I was like, "What the fuck is happening right now?" It felt like a fever
it was
dream.
like feeling himself too. He was like,
Yeah, it was. But that was like one of the first times I think anyways for myself that I had gone to like a party.
I guess I did go down, but went down because I was like so just like tired, and when we were one of our friends was leaving, and I didn't notice because I was so like I was drunk, I was high, I was tired, so I was just kind of dozing off. And he went to say bye, he went to dap me up, and I guess like my eyes were like closed, and I didn't
He
notice him like he held his hand out for like a good minute. He was
did.
just like, "You good?"
And he was like Oscar was like this, like and like and show him your friend. Your
He was
friend.
like, and then I think he said something like, "You good, Oscar?" I was like, "Yeah," and then I noticed I was like, I dapped him up.
Oh, it was Tony, right?
I thought it was I thought it was Jose.
Oh, I can't remember.
But yeah.
Anyways, that was like the most memorable thing about Halloween. But we haven't gone to a Halloween party since. I don't know. Last year we just went to the club in downtown.
That
That
was freaking
was
fun.
fun. But yeah, this year we're going to a different Halloween with a different with my friends. So we'll see how that goes. I'm excited. And then I'll put like pictures and stuff of like our Halloween costumes. Oh yeah, because actual Halloween, I was like, I've never like passed out candies. I've always wanted to just like pass out candies and stuff, just because I think it's really cute, and because I feel like within like the community that we like grew up in and live in, people from our community don't go trick or treating in our community. They go to like the rich area
And
to go trick or treating.
the thing is, the reason people don't go is because it's a lot of apartment complexes. So
Mm-hmm.
it's the parents are not gonna go into the complexes and knock on those doors. They're gonna want to go to actual houses.
I was like, well, we can't just like pass out candies like right here in front of your door because like it's a shady. It looks like it's really dark, like right there too. So I was like, we might just like have to stand outside, like where the street is at, and just like be there passing out candies. Because I also think like parents as well, they like go trick or treating as soon as it like right now. It's 5:30 right now. Like
For
the sun
kids,
is
yeah.
setting. For teenagers, I don't know. But usually people go to like different communities to go trick or treating, which that might happen, and I might just like be left with like hella candy, and that's fine because I can give it to my students. Um, but yeah, that's something that I want to do.
And it's also like I think the people who mainly do stay in trick or treat in the community is obviously people with like little kids who can't
Mhm.
like go out super far yet, or it's a lot of times it's like immigrant families, like it's their
Mhm.
first Halloween or like they're new to Halloween here, and so
Yeah.
like they see everybody's like, oh, let's go out, and uh, I feel like sometimes they get disappointed when like they try and go to apartment complexes and nobody opens up. Um,
Yeah. You should talk about the Uber driver we had last night.
the Uber. So when we went over to Rich's, we had an Uber driver, and he was like, I don't know where he was from. I didn't ask,
Hmm.
but
He spoke a different language.
yeah, and he was just telling us about Halloween, like how his night was going. He was like, he told us a story about his first Halloween here in the U.S., like how it was like a year or
And
two ago.
he was young. I would say he was like around our age, maybe like 26.
Yeah, I think he had kids. I think I seen like his Apple Watch. There
Oh,
was
really?
kids on it. Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, so he was telling us how he was doing like Uber Eats or like DoorDash or one of those, and like he it was like dark. It was like nighttime already, and he went to go like I'll see like when you deliver the food, you set it down somewhere and then you take a picture. And I guess he went to do that, but he didn't notice the lady was opening the door, and of course it was dark, and the lady had a scary ass costume. He didn't say what it was, but he
Mm.
just said it was super scary, and then he just like ah, like she scared the shit out of him.
Yeah.
And that was his like first like Halloween experience here.
Yeah.
It's just pretty funny.
Yeah. Which I never like when he's telling the story, I never like realized that. Like I never thought about that, I guess. Like immigrants who come to the US like and experience their first Halloween, like I don't know, like I just never thought about that.
And mainly trick or treating. I don't think any
Mm.
other country really does trick or treating for Halloween. I mean, for one, Halloween is a Western like thing,
Mm-hmm.
but two, trick or treating I think is mainly a U.S. thing. Like I don't think like European countries do trick or treating really.
Right.
Like they'll just do Halloween like parties, Halloween.
Yeah.
Um,
But I never like thought about that, which I was like, damn, like that's true. Like if I went to a different country and it was just like let's just say it was in the middle of July and it was like some sort of like scary thing that they were doing and I went and like dropped off something or I just like was like, oh, I'm gonna walk in the neighborhood and I seen all these people, I would freak out and I would like run. Not gonna lie.
but yeah, that's why I kind of would be think it would be cool to like stand outside the complex and like give out candies because
Hmm.
again, like sometimes they just can't like go farther away, like
Yeah. And
So
I
yeah.
just I just feel like I don't know. There's like a lot of things that I would love for our community to have, and it is like community, right? Because I
Mm-hmm.
feel like in the community, like there is that sense of community, but also there's not, and I feel like that has to do with like, because there are a lot of different like people from different parts of the world, and we all don't speak the same language, um, and so I feel like because of the language barrier, um, people don't like reach out or like they don't say hello to their neighbor. You know what I mean? And I feel like also too, it's just like the world that we live in, right? I feel like it used to be different. Like literally, my mom, she's like back in my days, like she's like back in like the 80s, like we used to like go out at night and like play outside with other kids and like whatever. Versus now, you don't really see that. So I really like I have like this idea of what I want my community to look like and like if I want it to look a certain way, I have to like present myself as such. So like simple things such as trick or treating, you know. It's like I can be the one even if I'm the only person outside giving candies, at least like I'm out there and like giving candies. Like it's so simple, but also I feel like it's very means a lot to the community for again, like Oscar said, like those families who just aren't able to like go to like a different place or area or they might not even know of a different place or area, especially if they're brand new to the area. That's the plan for Halloween tonight and on Tuesday. I think some of my classes are my classes canceled. I don't think my oh yeah, your class is canceled. I
Well,
don't think
my
my
late
class
one
I don't
at
think my
least.
classes are canceled, which is fine because I'm not going out on Halloween. That's like in the middle of the week. And I got work the next day. That was a really long episode, but I feel like we're kind of starting to get into the groove of things. But yes, we will update you next week on how everything goes tonight. and I guess just like next week as well, because next week is also Dia de los Muertos. Um, and I'm in charge of where my class and I were in charge of like setting up the altar for STSU. So yeah, so I'll let you guys know how that goes too. All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening and watching. You can watch this on YouTube as well, at Maria Tortilla, and you can listen on Spotify. Um, but yeah, thank you guys so much for watching and listening.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.